In this episode, I'm about to be sexually molested by a horse because I'm about to watch and react to The Rings of Power Season 2, Episode 1, and I just can't wait. I'm just so excited. I'm trying to hold on to the passion, the zeal inside of my heart, like when All Might was holding on to the last embers of One for All, and all the evil in the world was coming around and about to, snuff it out, and I'm trying to hold on and just hold on to hope, before I dive into this black abyss that is, I'm sure, going to be Season 2, and I just can't wait for it, and we're gonna go over it and watch it together. Of course, before we do that, if you're a fan of my channel and would like to help support me emotionally, definitely, then please hit the like button and the subscribe button and the bell icon to be notified when my new videos drop. I talk about movies, TV shows, gaming, anime, and all kinds of pop culture stuff, and I try to upload 3, 4, or even 5 times a week. So, with all of that being said, let's get into it. Alright guys, the time has come. Oh my gosh, it's an hour and 16 minutes. Elven Kings Under the Sky. Okay, let's hit play and let's do it.
My brother gave his life hunting Sauron.
Okay, sorry about that. It looks like trying to use OBS to record with Amazon wasn't working, so I had to do a little stuff, but I think we got it going now. We're watching the recap. Okay. Sorry about that.
Oh, we help him.
Just wanted to pause it for one, because I'm already sick of it. Watching the recap. Wanted to make sure my little space bar worked. But man, what a stupid first season. I think the Harfoots were the worst part of it, by the way. I don't know if they're going to be in the second one. I know the one, what was her name? Nori or something like that? She's with not Gandalf. Is Gandalf. But we'll see.
He wants us to help him find those stars.
Not of the flesh, but over flesh.
All of a sudden, too.
Not of the flesh, but over flesh. Now, this is one of those things, I believe Hella Brimbor here, Granny Brimbor, he didn't know what, like, an alloy was. I mean, Halbrand, Mr. Sauron, all he did was suggest, hey, why don't you're trying to forge these things, why don't you take one metal and maybe, I don't know, mix it with, like, another one. And then this guy who I think is supposed to be, like, a master smith is like, by the way, I don't know a lot about the lore. Like, I've kind of skimmed the books when I was younger and checked it out a little bit. I love the films, just in case you don't know where I stand. I think the original Lord of the Rings trilogy is the best trilogy in the whole freaking world. I didn't even mind the Hobbit films that much. I thought they were okay, give or take. If you haven't watched Season 1 of The Rings of Power, consider yourself blessed, my friend, okay? It's so bad. It's not even like funny bad like The Acolyte was, where you can kind of laugh at stuff. Some of that stuff was comedy gold, and it was so bad it was funny. It wasn't like that at all. It was so bland, and so I'm hoping this one is at least bad in a funny way, and it's not like Season 1 was, because, oh god. Alright, the recap's over. We can get into this together. Well, I'll suffer for you so you don't have to suffer, okay?
Morgoth is gone, leaving us alone and disgraced. Your new master, Sauron.
Who's that guy? Where's Halbrand? Who the hell is this? Oh man, we're already kicking things off. Who the hell is this guy? I thought it was Halbrand. I know I've seen Halbrand all in the previews. He's still Sauron, right? Who the hell is this? I guess they look kind of similar, so they got another actor right now? Okay. That kind of threw me off because it kind of sounded like Halbrand.
Not of the flesh, but over flesh. Many orcs will die.
Well, that guy's dead. I wonder when this is. Is this like before? Because Adar's with him. And apparently from season 1, Adar's the guy who created all the orcs. I thought it was Morgoth who did that. Wasn't it Morgoth? It was either Morgoth or Sauron. Because Adar's a made-up character. He never existed in the lore. So I wonder when this is. I don't know about this actor. We'll see.
I am your only future!
Damn. Is that really Sauron? Man, he seems like weak sauce. I thought even Halbrand seemed better than this guy. Is that really meant to be Sauron? This is like theater, like something you'd see in like a high school theater. The orcs look okay. I don't know. I think they look fine. But man, I don't know about this guy. Damn, so he can just get stabbed through the gut? He can just be... He's been stabbed like 12 different times there. I wouldn't think he's like immortal like that. I mean, the swords are going straight through him. Like, he's still just an elf. I mean, he's very powerful, but... I don't know. Is that Sauron? I don't know. I'm not sure. Maybe this is like a dream or something. Are we supposed to feel bad for him? That's the tower that Galadriel and all the soy boy elves were in the first... It was the first tower they went to in season 1, wasn't it? That's the same place. Man, he just exploded. Like, this is before he ever made the One Ring, though. The reason he was able to survive is because he made the One Ring and, like, poured his soul into the freaking thing. The dude was just, like, stabbed 100 times. I'm confused. Let's see, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so he turns into Venom the symbiote. I knew Venom was in this series. I was wondering when he was going to show up. Man, that rat's dead. Look at that thing. So Venom the symbiote is Sauron. I knew that Venom and the Green Goblin were going to be in the Rings of Power Season 2. I didn't know when they'd show up, but he showed up right away in Episode 1. Okay, it looks like... So Adar killed Sauron, and Sauron turned into Venom, and now Venom is eating rats and centipedes. I'm with you so far. This is getting stupid. What is this? The journey of the traveling symbiote? Like what are we doing here? This is starting to get dumb. Like, when he came outside of the mountain, I already thought to myself, like, why wouldn't you stay in the caves if you're recovering and just feed off of animals or whatever the hell you're doing? This is getting dumb. It's like you have this weird hunk of flesh, half, paralyzed symbiote, traveling cross country on his way to Aspen. Is he gonna hook up with a crew of adventurers and go into a dungeon and search for a treasure or something? Like, what is this? Come on. Damn. How did the horse get loose? So he needed someone to eat like a human? Oh, hey! There's our guy! There's Halbrand! We were wondering where he was at. Oh, let me fix my thingamajiggy here. Welcome back, Hallbrand. Okay, yeah, the heroes returned.
That way lies death, friend.
An army of orcs moves against men. We were the fortunate ones.
Perhaps the fortunate ones were the first to die.
Wait, what? Hold on a second. I'm gonna try to pay attention as long as I can stay awake and stay focused. It's like 2 something in the morning right now. I think all the episodes of this have dropped. I am determined, if they've all dropped tonight, because I heard all 3, like 3, the first 3 episodes are coming out all at once. If that's the case, depending on how late I end up staying up, I got a big day of work tomorrow. I might just call off because, you know, getting this stuff edited and getting through this and keeping my sanity. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, so I'm trying to pay attention. But this guy just said, he says, it's already went in one ear and out the other. Hold on. Let me move it back just a little bit. We'll listen to it again together. Okay. I don't like how this interface works. And whenever you click play, like, this stuff remains on screen after a second.
An army of orcs moves against men. We were the fortunate ones.
Perhaps the fortunate ones were the first to die.
An army of orcs moves against men, and he says, we were the fortunate ones. And Halbrand responds with, perhaps the fortunate ones were the first to die. Oh, I see what he's saying. Like, the people who are dead, maybe they're actually the fortunate ones. It took me a second. I was like, wait a minute. Didn't you just completely contradict yourself? All right. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get back to it.
There's another life waiting for you. You just have to turn toward it.
That our fates are never certain, that fortunes can turn for even the most powerful. A sure path may crumble, but there's always another. A man can escape himself.
Go with us if you like.
Choice is yours, friend.
No shit. So he ended up going with them.
Nightmares again.
Was that old guy just laying there the whole time just staring at him? That was kind of weird, wasn't it? He's just laying there staring at him? I don't know. Well, it looks like he decided to go with him. I don't know how much time has passed. I mean, it looks like... I don't know how long he was Venom the symbiote. And then he wandered. And now he's hanging out with these people. I don't know. This is all a prequel stuff, isn't it? This is when... I bet he was on the sea. And that fish is the fish, or whatever they called it. The monster that ate them and left them on the raft. So he's about to meet Galadriel, isn't he? Because she's swimming in the middle of the ocean, like quite literally. She was going to heaven, but then she said, I'm going to be a strong and independent woman. And she jumped out in the middle of the ocean and started swimming back to the continent. So I think he's about to meet her.
All of us have done things that we care not to admit.
You are alive because you have chosen good.
But what of tomorrow?
You have to choose it again.
What is this guy like, Father Time? Is he just like this never-ending walking kind of, you know, just this voice of God? Like, is he just like a walking parable or something like that? It's like, what is this guy doing? Like, who the hell is this guy? Is he an angel or something? That's the vibe I'm getting. I mean, man, he's just super duper positive. I don't know. I'm having a hard time believing it. You know what else I'm having a hard time believe? That was Sauron. I just, like at the beginning, the other guy, the guy who wasn't Halbrand. I just was watching that and I was just like, is that really Sauron? Like, he held no gravitas, you know? There was no bravado of any kind. I thought, you know, excuse me, if you remember in season 1, there's that scene where it shows Sauron, and I think it's kind of in like a vision, and Galadriel's talking about him, but Sauron is in his whole getup, and you know, like what we see in the Lord of the Rings, his whole armor and stuff, and he's walking on this stage, and there's an army of orcs in front of him, and he looks kind of like the badass that we know him from the Lord of the Rings movies. So when I saw that guy in the opening, I was just like, what is this? Is this some kind of dream or it just didn't I just couldn't put it together. It looked like a guy that I mentioned like a theater play in high school, like hey, you want to try out for the Actors Guild or something? You're fresh out of high school or something. There was nothing to him. I guess that was really him though. And I guess he was betrayed. He was weak. He was weak sauce, man. Where was his armor and his staff and all that? I don't know. What's gonna happen to the angel and Sauron here? Halbrand.
Grab hold of something.
Grab hold of my cock.
Help me!
Okay. All right. Listen, guys. Season 1 was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my whole life. Don't hate me when I say this, okay? Don't hate me when I say this. So far, this isn't bad. I don't know, like, Galadriel was so insufferable in Season 1. She was just so horrible. This is weird. And the first guy that we saw as Sauron was retarded and crap. So far, though, the symbiote Venom turning into Halbrand, Halbrand walking with this guy, and he just nabbed this guy's thing. We're early into it. We're 20 minutes in. So far, it's not the worst thing in the world, okay? I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not the worst thing in the world. I'm liking Halbrand right now. Oh man. He just let that guy die. Oh, here we are again. Swimming in the ocean. Stupid line. So that looks like Galadriel and Elrond, and she's trying to nab thingamajiggy. Oh, look, there's two ladies or something right here. I completely missed them. They blend in so well. It looks like she's trying to nab a pouch off of his thingamajiggy. Where'd he go?
Is it true? Elrond just informed me your companion, this Halbrand, was not who he claimed. Yet you chose to withhold this from him and Celebrimbor.
Okay, interesting. So she did in the last season. Basically, she found out at the very end that Halbrand was Sauron. And then she walked back in the room, and she was like... She didn't say anything. And so Halbrand left, he got away. And then they forged the rings after that anyway. And it was Galadriel's idea of saying, like, hey, why don't we make 3 of them? Because something bullshit. And so they formed the rings, and then we saw it again in the recap, but Elrond found the scroll, and I guess he figured it out, that, okay, so Halbrand, there's something up with him. So that's what's going on here. Elrond must have stole the rings, and went to this dude, Mr. Fat Puffy Neck, Fat Cheeks, which I shouldn't be talking. I'm not really in the best shape myself, but man, come on. Like, this dude is supposed to be an elf. He looks like a manager at Dairy Queen or something. Like, this guy just does not... Who is this High King? Is it Gil-galad? I think it's Gil-galad. Isn't it? Because I was going to say Glorfindel, but we haven't seen him. Glorfindel's supposed to be in all this stuff. Or did he die? He died fighting a Balrog, I think. Was that before the time of Sauron? I don't know. I know a little bit, but I'm not sure of the dates. I think this is Gil-galad. And man, he looks like he works for Krispy Kreme donuts or something. Like, he just doesn't look like this. Like if you remember Elrond from any of the movies, the guy who played in the Matrix movies, he looked like a strong elven leader, you know? The guy who showed up, I don't remember his name, but he was like really good friends with Aragorn. Aragorn? It's Aragorn, right? Not Aragon. It's Aragorn. Yeah. Sorry. It's been a minute since I've seen the films, but and he showed up at Helm's Deep with his elven army. You remember that guy? He's the same guy who played Dark and Raw in The Legend of the Seeker. Great actor. He seemed like a strong kind of elven masculine man. This guy looks like he just eats a lot of like sour cream and stuff. I don't know. They all look so gay.
Yes, he is not what I thought.
He's your mama. You must believe I would never knowingly endanger our
I
kind.
believe you, and I no longer see the lie behind your eyes.
He is no man.
Oh man, it's repurposed dialogue from what's her name? Eowyn said that. She said, when the Witch King of Angmar was like, "No man couldn't kill me," and she removed the helmet, and she's like, "I am no man," and. You know, if you remember that. No slack against the movie. I mean, The Return of the King's, it's awesome. It's just, you know, it was, you know, they're repurposing it here.
He's Sauron.
And the mic drops. They're like, what the? Why didn't you tell us? She really should have told them.
How could you?
Nordinen.
What are the paths your failure, Khazad-dûm, leave us with but this?
You were my friend! Dinan!
Wait, what? So hold on a second. She was deceived at first. She was. She didn't know that was Sauron. I mean, okay, she looked for 1,000 years, but she didn't know where the map was, I guess. But she finally found out. But then at the end, she wasn't deceived anymore. She found out with a little scroll, and she willingly chose to not tell anybody. And Elrond's getting onto her here, and she's like, "What about your failure at Khazad-dûm?" What failure? He came back with the little thing of Mithril? What failure at Khazad? I mean, because he tried, man, I blocked the first season out of my mind. He tried to work with Durin the younger one, not the king, but I didn't think it worked out or something like that. I didn't walk away from that. I don't think he failed at anything, though. I don't know. It's so weird for her to throw that back in his face right now. Like, you messed up really, really bad. What are you doing getting on Elrond?
If we leave now, the peoples of Middle-earth will be left to suffer under the tyranny of a new Dark Lord.
I don't know. So he's saying, that's an interesting argument. So High King Swiss Cheese is saying that he didn't, because I don't think he didn't know, did he, about Sauron? He thought Sauron was long gone. And so now he knows Sauron's back, and he's rising again to power, but apparently the elves are dying or something because the leaves are falling off the trees. And so the rings are meant to stop that, but if they leave now, all of Middle-earth is screwed. And he thinks maybe we should take the rings and use them. But he just found out Sauron helped make the rings. I don't know. Okay, let's hear what Elrond says.
Sauron has not yet amassed that degree of power. These rings may be how he attains it.
Why does she want to use them so bad? After 1,000 years of hunting Sauron, she finds out Sauron betrayed her and helped Grandma Brimbor, whatever his name is, make the rings. I would think she would be taking Elrond's side and being like, hey, listen, I get there's much at stake, but she hates Sauron so much. Shouldn't she want to destroy them? What? She's siding with Gil-galad, Swiss cheese, and mayonnaise, and saying, why don't we use them? He's the bad guy. I think she's Sauron. I think she's... This whole time we were all deceived. I think Galadriel's actually Sauron. What's Elrond gonna do? He's the only one making sense here. He's like, guys, listen, you know this is a Dark Lord, right? Maybe we shouldn't, maybe we should destroy them. I don't know, you know, just a thought. Were the rings evil? I know there's the One Ring. The other ones weren't evil, though, were they? It was just the One Ring. What's he gonna do? Oh, is he gonna jump off the cliff? Why doesn't he have long hair? You know I cannot. He's him!
Elrond, no!
Oh. Well, he jumped off the cliff, and whenever anyone in any kind of movie or show jumps off a cliff and there's water there, they always survive. So, no brainer. And here's Mordor, and it was created in like 5 hours because water ran through the earth in a little bitty stream and then fell into a mountain, and then it blew up, and Mordor was created. And it was created by a homeless man who took a sword, and the sword had a special ability to take a stone that was built inside of a wall, and the stone would raise. And when the stone raised, all these orcs built the trenches that apparently elves couldn't see, even though they just completely destroyed an entire side of like a wasteland. And the water ran through the trenches that the orcs, did I say the elves? The orcs dug, and then it exploded. Season 1, hand on heart, that's what happened. Oh man, this guy pulls off an evil look, doesn't he? He's always got that look on his face like, yeah, I'm so evil. We get it.
Be fed well, work it badly, and you'll feed the soil.
Hey, that's the old guy. The homeless guy I just mentioned who took the sword that was a hilt, but then if you're evil, it grows, and you can plunge it into the rock and it lifts the stone, which in and of itself would have never done anything. But since the orcs built the trench and stuff, that's the homeless guy, the old guy. Now we just need Draculus and Bronwyn, because they were all a team.
Swear allegiance to Adar, Lord Father of the Orcs.
What's funny? I don't know who this guy is, but he's not my vote. He just walked up. He just walked up. Do you swear allegiance? This guy here. Oh my gosh. I can't believe how funny that was. He did not care. He didn't care at all. He gave 0 craps. He walked up and he was just like, he didn't even say anything. He just looked him up and down. He didn't care at all. He showed no care. And then the sword just ran through. Oh, I don't know why. I feel like that scene, most people probably wouldn't laugh at that right there, but I don't know why. God, that just triggered my, like, funny bone. Just the way. We gotta watch it again. Can I just, like, what is it? 29:17? Let's go right here. Okay, wait. Okay, we gotta watch it again. Alright, here we go.
You swear allegiance to Adar, Lord Father of the Orcs.
Okay. Alright. Oh, I'm dying. That's funny on the second time, but I don't know, for whatever reason, when I first saw that, just, I thought he was gonna say something, or something was gonna happen. It just unfolded so fast, and that was funny. He just had that look on his face like, I don't even care anymore. And this guy just ran him through. Oh my gosh, that was funny. Give him a moment. It was kind of like, man, I don't know. Like, for one, the guy, he didn't have no reaction. He didn't care at all. But it was so fast how the guy ran him through. I don't know. I just kind of thought for a second, like, well, maybe he was going to say something. You reacted way too quick. I don't know. Gosh, that was funny for some reason.
Let my people go.
What is this? What is he, Moses? Are they ripping off Moses? Let my people go? What did they watch the Disney movie and thought, tell me that's not what they just did. Let my people go? Oh my gosh. So he doesn't know that he's Sauron right now. He changed the way he looked. Why did he change the way he looked, by the way? If that other guy who had no gravitas whatsoever, I don't know who that dude was. It was like they picked him up like he was like, he looked like he was still a virgin, I guess. I don't know, but they got that guy. But why did he change his look after he transformed into Venom the symbiote? And why did he make him look like this now, I wonder? Probably never going to find out.
Since Galadriel's defeat, she's sought out a new ally. Set my people free and I will tell you where he can be found.
No, Your Majesty.
Oh, God. Here we go. Gandalf, not Gandalf. Where's his, Frodo, not Frodo. Female Frodo. Where the hell are they? The Sahara Desert? Oh, this is Rune. This dude's on acid, man. He's doing some kind of drugs. This guy's a hippie. He's seeing stuff. Oh, God, there she is. Was that a dream? Oh.
You had that dream again last night.
Oh, it is a dream.
Didn't you?
Thank God he can actually talk in this, instead of just wandering around like a hobo, just babbling. Thank goodness. Maybe we'll actually get some character development from Gandalf. So, I forget. Why are they out here in the first place? Didn't at the end of the last season, you had Gandalf, not Gandalf, say, follow your nose, like he smelled something in this direction on another continent or something? And Nori's like, I want to go with you, and Gandalf, not Gandalf's like, bah. Isn't that the gist of it? Why are they here? What sent them here? And he's getting these weird fever dreams. I don't know. Maybe they'll explain. What is he gonna do?
Further.
Oh, that's right. In the last season, he touched a tree. And then one of the tree things fell down, and all of these horrible cannibalistic Harfoots blamed him. But then the tree started growing fruit. Or something like that. So, maybe he's gonna try to make it grow fruit. Man, I don't like her. God damn! Man! How is that? Like in the last one, all he did was touch the damn thing, I think, and it started growing stuff. He just blew this one up. You'd think he would have a little bit more control over his powers. He just exploded it. Golly. Because there's bugs running out of it. Were they going to eat the bugs? Oh, God. Is that like a subtle messaging from Hollywood? Like bugs are good for you? Because you know they're trying to push that crap. Like avoid meat. Ooh, it's evil. Only Christians eat that kind of stuff. But we eat bugs and we take bugs and put them in smoothies and stuff. Yeah. I think that's what they're trying to push here. He's like, oh god, I don't want to eat this shit.
I asked you to conjure up some food, so you need to learn how not to lose control.
Well, she's right about that. Maybe if you practiced a little bit, you'd get the hang of it. She's not actually wrong. Now, she's retarded, but she's right on this point. Those look gross, by the way.
You don't even remember yours.
No. Sometimes I perceive a glimmer of it, nonetheless. A longing.
So, Gandalf, not Gandalf. Not only can he not control some of his power still, but he still doesn't remember stuff. Does he remember his name? He doesn't remember his home, but he misses it. And he's wandering out here in the desert for reasons. And he's having visions and dreams of a staff that when he touches it, it gives him more visions as dreams within his dream. All right, I guess. Let's hold on. I'm starting to lose interest, I can tell you that right now. Now, I will say, that looks like a warg. It looks 100 times better than the one in the last season did. In the last season, it looked like some kind of mutated chihuahua that was just big. This one actually looks a little bit better. So there is that.
Pain must be something you enjoy.
Man, that looks like shit. I don't understand his plan here. He says he wanted to come back, so he's trying to deceive Adar. And he says, hey, let my people go, and I'll tell you what I know about Sauron. But his people are already free, aren't they? I mean, they have to bend the knee to Adar. But the only ones left in the Southlands are there, and they're willingly serving Adar, or they're getting murdered and killed. So there's that. But it looked like he was already sorting them out. Like, the ones who are already unwilling to serve Adar, they're dead. It looks like they've been killed. Like that one guy who didn't give a crap. So, why is actually Sauron here holding out? Why doesn't he just be like, listen, some of my people here are willing to serve you, and I came to you here as an ally. Let's work together to stop Sauron. But instead he shows up with this ultimatum. Let my people here go. What do you mean let them go? Like, what is he trying to do? And then I'll tell you and we can defeat Sauron. I don't know. It doesn't seem very solid to me, you know? And this old guy's a trip. Alright, well that wasn't too bad. I mean, the jump scare was that wasn't horrible. Again, that wasn't bad. I'll tell you this right now. I don't think this season is going to be any good. But however, compared to the first episode in the last season, this one is better. Oh, I'm just hand on heart. I'm just being honest. This one's a little bit better. It seems like the parts with Sauron aren't too bad. There's a few things I don't understand why he's doing, but that little part right there where there's like a little jump scare, you didn't expect the dog to leap out like that, and then he casted some kind of spell with his words on the dog to calm it down. You can kind of tell, and he fed it. That wasn't horrible. Like I'm going to try to praise it where it can be praised, because it's going to need all the help it can get. In any case, though, I just thought I'd bring that up. London, the Grey Havens. So Elrond survived. Man, I'm in shock. Wait, hold on. So all of these are elves. It's hard to tell because everyone in the show looks the same. They all look bland. But so yeah, these are elves. I remember the guy with the beard. I remember someone who knows a lot more about this than me saying that there was an elf with a beard. Something like what was his name? I think it was like Círdan, wasn't it? It was Círdan the ship something. I think that's this guy, isn't it? Because he's got a beard. I think he may not be an elf, actually. I don't know. Why would there not be an elf here, though? They're all elves, I think. They just look so bland. And they look like, oh man, like the men here all look so gay. They're like wearing dresses and stuff. Oh, it said it right there. Look, it said it up here in the Amazon thing. Ben Daniels plays Círdan. So that is this guy. It's interesting on the Amazon thing here, whenever you pause a screen, it shows you up here which actors are on the screen.
Master Círdan?
He wasn't hiding at all. He was just standing right there in front of him.
It is to be given directly to Lord Celebrimbor. He must be informed that Halbrand is Sauron. I should have you thrown in fetters and cast to the Etten Moors for what you've done.
Then why have you not?
I am considering it.
I can kind of get behind, kind of High King Gil-galad here. I don't know. Like, you could tell, I think they took some of the fan criticism here to heart from season 1. I don't know, I say that. This is the first episode, man. I don't know. It's better than the other one, though. You know, they're giving him a little bit of character. They're making him a little bit more likable. Galadriel's still not likable at all, but she hasn't been gotten a lot of screen time, so there's a plus there. And I kind of understand where he's coming from. He's like, listen, Galadriel, all of this is your fault. Okay? You're a bitch. Like, all of this is just your fault. But we're kind of between a rock and a hard place now, and now we have these 3 very powerful rings that, yeah, Sauron helped to create, but now Sauron is here. He's in the world, he's operating, and I guess we're all dying, apparently, so we can't just hightail it out of here, and we don't, because then Sauron would just take over the world, and we don't really have another option at the moment to stop the Black Death, or whatever's going on with the elves. But apparently the rings can help. I don't know how he knows that. I don't even know what's going on with them. Why are they dying? I mean, aren't they going to last for like another 2,000 or 3,000 years before the time of the Lord of the Rings? And then Elrond's going to be like, okay, we're getting out of here and all that kind of stuff. I don't even know what's really going on with them. I just know the leaves are falling off the tree and there's like black stuff on them. I don't know. But, yeah, Galadriel knows she's messed up. She's messed up bad. I don't know why she didn't tell them. That was so stupid. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
And I have put this right.
You would not be here now if I thought otherwise.
Look at his ear, by the way. Look at how fat that elven ear is. Look at that ear. Just take a look at that thing. It's huge. It looks like a horn on the side of his face. They couldn't have slimmed that up a little bit? Have all elven ears been that fat? Have I just never noticed that? Look at the size of that thing. He looks like a bat. Now they're best friends.
We have not found the rings. We've scoured everywhere water meets rock, and yet...
That was a weird cut, wasn't it? It was like that. Weren't they just in the other room together? And they just finished that. I thought they were going to shoot to like back to Halbrand or something. And now that shows them walking together? That was a weird cut. I don't know. Wasn't that kind of weird? Like, they were just in this room together. And then they just kind of ended that with almost a tender moment. And now they're Why didn't they show him, like, walking out with her or something? I don't know. That was weird.
There's no trace of him.
He spoke of destroying the rings. Elrond would seek out someone he can trust. Someone older, wiser.
How do you know that? That seems like a leap. It seems like somebody told her, hey, it's gonna be Círdan, and she's just filling in the blank. How would she know any of that? How would she know that he's gonna seek out someone older and wiser? I get the part of destroying them. Elrond really came across as, these rings are bad ideas, we need to get rid of them. I get that part. It's like he's gonna try to get some help to destroy them, maybe. But all the other stuff she said is just like, what do you mean? Older and wiser? Someone who commands respect? That seems like a stretch. Like, it's like she knows it's Círdan. I don't know.
The rings must be destroyed.
I don't know. I really do understand where Elrond is coming from. He found out that it was Sauron's idea to make the rings. And it was Sauron who gave Celebrimbor the insight to make the rings. And he is taking this hard line saying, Sauron is evil, and we cannot trust them. And so, it seems like that's the greater evil for him, to even risk endangering Middle-earth. I wish I understood why they needed the rings in the first place in order to stay. I don't think it was like that in the lore, is it? Because I thought I heard someone say in the lore that, you know, they make the rings, and Celebrimbor was making a buttload of rings and perfecting his craft, and then ultimately he made the 3 powerful rings, and he also made all the other rings that would, you know, like the 9 that would eventually go to the different kings, and the... How many was it that went to the dwarves? Was it 7? I forget how many went to the dwarves. I know 3 for the elves, 9 for men, 7 for the dwarf lords, wasn't it? But in any case, and then Sauron made the 1 ring. So I just don't understand why they need these rings in order to stay. I don't get that. I don't know. I'm just so confused. I should have paid more attention, I guess.
Still now, at the spot where our bay meets the sea, there remains on the seabed a scar so deep its end none but Manwë himself knows.
They found you. What is that? A spotlight? What, did they got a helicopter? What's that? What is that? The Eye of Sauron looking down on the land? It looked like that. What was that? I gotta rewind that. It looked like a helicopter. Look at the light. What are we at? 4:33. Okay, watch. Look at this.
Into its depths. They...
Just watch. What is that? Oh, is it the lighthouse up above? I thought a helicopter was flying over it.
Please, hiking. With 3, there is balance. Don't you remember?
Yeah, that bullshit line that you made up. It was something like 1 corrupts, 2 something else, but with 3 with balance. It reminds me of the Acolyte. You know, the power of 1, the power of 2, the power of many. That's what it reminds me of. Oh, man. Oh, man.
And you turned your back on it.
She's evil, man. Like, he's right. She saw heaven. And then she jumped into the ocean to commit suicide because a stone sinks and a boat floats. And then she fell in love with the devil. She's evil, man.
What time do you think you have?
I don't see how he'd be able to get away. Unless that's the only boat they got. I don't know. You would think they have ships because they sailed on a ship in the last episode. Surely they have ships. I mean, they have other ones. He's selling out on a little boat, and the place he described some kind of place that was like the Mariana Trench or something out there. If they got on an actual ship, I think they'd be able to catch up with him pretty quick. I don't think he'd be able to get away fast enough.
Poppy?
Oh, God. Not another one. Oh, God, please, no, not another one. Do we have to go through this again? How did she get out here? Stupid fat hobbit. Now it's nighttime.
Never been happier in my life than right now.
It looks exactly the same as everywhere else.
Why are you looking at it like that?
Because it's a wasteland. He's like, oh. He's like, oh, God. Why did I come out here? He's looking at this place like we're all going to die out here. Oh, is Gollum going to show up? Oh, it's this guy. Okay, it's the guy who's like some occultist or something. It's not Gollum, guys. I wouldn't be surprised, okay? But oh, God. Oh, there's more than one of them. They have horse armor. That guy was like, where's he going? Hold on a second. He's just right outside of the island. The sun hasn't even come up. And hasn't a whole day passed? So this deep, deep trench that this guy talked about is just a few miles off the coast? That seems stupid to me. I thought it'd be like in the middle of the ocean. Oh, okay. All right, thanks for getting stupid. He rows out a couple miles off the coast to apparently this deep place in the ocean that they can be dropped and they'll never be found again. Apparently. And as he rides out there, a mermaid or something knocks his boat and he drops the sack in the boat and then he picks it up and he's like, you know, I've never looked in this sack before with the rings in here. Let me and one's glowing and he's like, what is he gonna keep them now? What was that? What was that? That made no sense to me. That was stupid. I don't know. That was dumb.
So you can marshal your legions to destroy him.
So, a couple things. Adar told that story just now. I thought that was going somewhere, but it didn't. So, Adar was chosen alongside Sauron. I forget how many people. But Adar was then in chains. And he was on the peak of somewhere, and Sauron came by and offered him wine. But then he just kind of ended the story. I was like, what else happened after that? And Halbrand here. So Adar has just let Halbrand's people, which isn't his people at all, but he said, let my people go. So he let his people go. What do you mean? Like the people that... Because he was dividing them in half. He said, serve me or don't. And all the people who chose to serve him got branded. And all the people who didn't were run through with a sword. There wasn't that many of them. So all the ones who were willing to serve him are alive, but they're his servants now. And all the ones who never wanted to serve him, they're all dead. Aren't they? So what does he mean, I let your people go? The people who pledged to serve? Let them go where? It's a barren wasteland. Mordor is just, even though it was created in 5 or 6 hours, the whole land is destroyed. Let them go where? What do you mean? And what about all the ones who were dead? Like the guy who looked him up and down didn't even say anything, and he was ran through with a sword. He's dead. And so Halbrand is asking Adar, "Let me go, and I'll go back to the elves because they trust me, and you can raise your army." What? Did he need to come in person to do that? Couldn't he have just sent a messenger, like a little bird or something? Like, hey, listen, Sauron's alive, muster your troops. You know? And I'm going to do my part on this end. I don't know. This plan just seems kind of stupid. He says the elves trust him. Why don't you... If I don't know. Like, he is actually Sauron, so he's trying to pull one over on Adar. I don't know. Let's see how it plays out. This seems stupid to me.
I vow to serve the Lord of Mordor.
There's that evil smile. To the Lord of Mordor. No, not to Adar, really. Well, that was good. Look at that. Okay, he's laughing at it. Okay, I can give points to that one. Look at that face. He's laughing at it. He thinks that's funny. That's not bad. He let the thing out, and he left him in there. He probably commanded him with that voice, you know. And so the old guy comes in, and I like this laughing at the end. He's kind of chuckling. He thinks it's funny. You know, it's not just like that smirky evil look. He's actually chuckling. He thinks it's funny. So, that's not bad, okay? I'm not saying this is good. This is largely a joke. I have to refresh that. This is largely trash. But this first episode, I have to say, it has been better than the last season. Certainly the first episode of the last season where a boat floats and a stone stinks. Yeah, no, this is actually a little bit better. And all the parts that are decent are with Mr. Halbrand here. Okay, he's winning a few little points, okay? You give credit where credit's due.
We must return to our home or diminish.
Why? There's another black elf. Look, I found one. Is that a dude or a chick? I can't tell. Look at this gay robe. I can't tell. Even the guys are dressed as women. Oh, we have an Indian elf. Look at all the diversity. Most of them are white, but we have some diversity. We have another black elf here, maybe an Indian, maybe Puerto Rican elf. We have an African elf. We have definitely an Indian elf. Oh, I'm sorry, Native American. Well, who else do we got? Look at all the diversity. Oh, we got one back here. There's someone. What happened? Look at that fresh fade that he's got on top. Is there a barber shop in Lindale? How come he doesn't have long hair? Where's Blackulus? Don Limonus the Black. Where's he at? I haven't seen him in Bronwyn this whole episode. Oh, we haven't seen Durin or anyone in this whole episode either, so I guess we're still getting to all them. Is this a dude or a chick? Look at what he's wearing. It looks like a guy, doesn't it? But he's got a dress, and he's got like this necklace, and he's got like this what is this, like a crown, like a thing over his head? This is gay. Like, what is this? Man, and look at what this dude, this is a dude. Look, I can't move my stupid cruiser thing around because all this Amazon crap keeps popping up. But the guy here in the middle, look at what he's wearing. It's a dress. It's like what chicks are wearing. There's no masculinity in this show at all. There's none. Not a single one. Except for Halbrand. I have to say Halbrand, maybe that's why I like him so much. Because he kind of seems like a guy. He seems like a bro. The elves, man. I don't know. Queer eye for the straight guy. I don't know what's going on, man. The elves in Middle Earth were never like this. Elrond in the Lord of the Rings movies, sometimes, he was came across as sophisticated, didn't he? Like he wore nice stuff, but it was never like feminine. Like, yeah, he had long hair, but all the elves had long hair. And Legolas, sometimes maybe a little bit more on the feminine side, concerning some, but still he was a guy, He nothing like this. This is just like, man, I don't know. Good God. Oh my gosh. Just had to point that out.
It is here. Celebrimbor has brought it to Middle-earth.
So he kept the rings. Did he just decide to keep one for himself? Is he like evil now? Did he just take one of the rings and say, you know what, these rings are nice, I'm just going to keep one for myself? Is that what he just did? And then he gave the other ones back to them? That's what it looks like. Man, that looks so cheap. Look at that thing. That thing looks so cheap. It really does. Like, they said that it kind of looked like something out of a pinball machine, and I thought maybe that was an exaggeration. It really does. Like, it looks fake, like something you get at like a $5 jewelry store. So are these rings evil? Look at this guy. Look at the rings he's got on his hand. What is this guy, a diva? He's got a ring on every hand. What's with the one up here up top? Look at that thing. It looks like one of those ice cream cone things, with like it has the shell thing, like the scoop thing. I forget what it's called, but it's like the cone. It's like an ice cream cone, and then you put the ice cream on top of it. This guy made a ring that looked like one. What are all these other rings? They don't even look that fancy either, by the way, except for the one that looks like an ice cream cone. It looks better than the blue ring. And didn't Círdan show up and have a blue ring on his finger? By the way, who gets to decide who wear these? I guess it's kind of a given that High King Gil-galad would get one. But Círdan was like, man, I'm just going to keep one for myself. I brought him back. And then Galadriel's taking one, even though all of this is her fault. Isn't Gil-galad going to be like, I'm going to decide who gets to wear these rings? I don't know. Wouldn't one go to Celebrimbor? Because he was the one who made him. God damn. So is that tree like the battery of Linden? Oh, he's pissed. He's like, screw you guys. Oh, Granny Brimbor.
The new forge is remarkable, my... Well, my lord, do we grant him entry?
Now, hold on a second. Hold on a second. So, Celebrimbor doesn't know that the rings have worked. So, Celebrimbor... Ah, that's right. Gil-galad sent a message that's to Celebrimbor that Halbrand is Sauron. So he must not have gotten that message yet. But how does Sauron know that? How does he know? Because for all he knew, Galadriel went immediately to everyone and told everyone who he was. So Celebrimbor went back to Halbrand, I'm sorry, I mixed that up. Sauron left and went now back to Celebrimbor. Where the hell's Celebrimbor, by the way? Why isn't he in Linden with the rest of them? Where the hell is he? He built a new forge? Where? In some mountainside? But Sauron has gone to him now. But how does he know? As far as he knows, he would have every reason to suspect that Celebrimbor knows who he is now. Because there'd be no reason that Galadriel wouldn't tell anyone, although she didn't, but Sauron would have suspected that she would have. So he's riding back there, he would know. He would know. He'd be like, well, Celebrimbor probably knows who I am now. I bet the cat's out of the bag. It's like happenstance. It's perfect coincidence that somehow Celebrimbor left. It's just a series of stupid coincidences. Galadriel never told them the biggest secret in the world, that this is Sauron, for reasons. We don't know why, because I guess she wanted to, I don't know, sleep with the devil. And so there's that, which Sauron doesn't know. And then Celebrimbor screws off and builds a forge somewhere away from Lindon for reasons. I don't know. I guess. Maybe it established it. Maybe he's in another city. So there's the convenience. Okay, whatever. So there's that. And then Sauron goes to the Southlands for no other reason than to basically say, says, let my people go. And then he tells Adar, hey, why don't we work together and you build up your army? By the way, his people, when he left the city of where the orcs were and stuff, where were his people, by the way? If they were his people and he's pretending to be the king or whatever, wouldn't he, in order to keep up appearances, ride out of that city with whatever people? Where's his people? You mean the ones... Excuse me. You mean the ones that are dead? The ones that refuse to swear fealty to Adar, and the ones who already swore fealty are just going to stay there? Who are you talking about? And so then he goes back to Celebrimbor and wherever the hell he is, completely risking. And the fact that the courier sent the letter, and it's a coincidence that I guess the letter hasn't gotten to him yet. So there's all these little coincidences, and so Celebrimbor's in the dark. He doesn't know that the rings work. He doesn't know anything about Halbrand and Sauron. That's such a stretch. Like, that's the best you could do. That is such a stretch to me. There's got to be an element here I'm missing. Maybe there's... I don't know, but what happened to the courier? Why didn't they send it by pigeon or something? I don't know. That seems really, like, wow, everything just fell into your lap, didn't it? It maybe if they showed a scene, I don't know. It's so jumbled. Where the hell is this? Where the hell was that? It just showed the city at the end. The city, that looked like, what is it called? The City of the Men, the Numenors. Where the Numenorian guys are at. Is that where Celebrimbor is right now? Why would he be there? He wouldn't be there. That's the end of episode 1. Wow, that mostly sucked. It was mostly stupid. I will say it was an improvement over season 1, episode 1. That was trash. This wasn't good either, but it did have a few highlights. The first part was stupid. It almost turned into a comedy right off the bat with the Venom symbiote just fumbling around the wasteland going on adventures. And that first guy who played Sauron was crap. Oh my gosh, that was horrible. But Halbrand was the highlight of this episode. He had a few good parts. I liked the part when they were on the boat, and the guy who was just Father Time, Saint Nicholas, whatever his name was, just quoting all these scriptures, these wise sayings from the book of Proverbs. and he just tells Halbrand, he's like, you got to choose to be good. And then the moment the guy's stuck underneath a board and dying, Halbrand just yanks his necklace and smiles and kind of laughs at the guy. I thought that was good. I liked that. And I like when Halbrand, his little moment with the dog, how he used the words and kind of bewitched it, the warg. And I liked how he killed the old man. And when he leaves the city, he hears him screaming from out there, and he kind of chuckles at it. I thought that was funny. I thought, oh man, that's not too bad. There was everything else really wasn't good. The part where the guy was stabbed was hilarious. I don't know why that was so funny, but that was so funny. My God. I don't know. He just walked up, swear fealty, and the guy just kind of looks at him up and down and doesn't say anything. And then just immediately, the orc just runs him through. I was like, oh, God. That was funny. But the show didn't intend for that to be funny. Nothing with Galadriel. But really, she didn't have a lot of screen time, which is for the show's benefit. And, there was some stuff in this episode, a lot of jumbly, fumbly, bumbly stuff of just... You can tell they're trying to course correct. They're really trying to course correct. And they really put more thought into this right now. That's obvious to me. I really believe it's still not good, and it's coming off of season 1, which is such a train wreck. You can tell they're trying to course correct. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. I think this was a very rocky start. But I can see an attempt here. Some of it is lame. It looks like they're trying to humanize Sauron and make you feel almost sorry for him. They needed a much better opening scene, because the guy they got to play who he was before, what a cuck. So there's that. Gil-galad, after he finished eating all those donuts from Krispy Kreme, he wasn't bad. He had a little bit more gravitas. He seemed a little bit less like a district manager who worked at a Wendy's, and a little bit more like an actual leader of the elves. It wasn't by much, but he had a bit more to do and all that. And they're kind of spinning it in the best way that I could. That makes sense. I still don't understand. I guess the tree is the elf's battery, and the battery was dying for some reason, and the rings reignited the tree, and it grew all the crap back, and the batteries charged up again. If they did that by just putting on the rings, why don't they take them off now and put them away for another few years, and then they can put them back on and recharge the battery, I guess. I don't know. It just seemed kind of stupid to me. So there's that. I kind of understand where Elrond's coming from. They made it seem like, especially there at the end, when Galadriel picked up the ring, the $5 discount ring that she bought for a quarter out of the jewelry box. It seemed like at the end, like she was kind of looking at it like temptingly. It kind of looked like, are they making it out like these 3 elven rings are evil? That's what it makes it looks like. I didn't think they were evil. But this show seems to think they are. So there's that. All the others, there was just a lot of jumbly, fumbly, blumbly stuff. Like, why is Halbrand going here? Why did he change his appearance in the first place? Who the hell are his people? That he's pretending to be the king over. Where the hell are they? Where is Celebrimbor? Why did, all this plot stuff? Like, the plot is in shambles. The storyline is just chopped up and just to hell. So even though there were a few highlights that I actually liked, we've got a long way to go, people. So that's episode 1. I'm going to end this there. And we'll see. I don't know if there's the other episodes out tonight. I'll tell you this right now. If they are, I'm going to watch them. I'm going to go through them and watch them. And I'm probably going to call into work tomorrow. But we're going to see. But those are my thoughts for episode 1. I'll be releasing this video tomorrow at some time. And so you'll be seeing these videos over the next few days. In any case, I'd love to know what you guys think. Did you watch the whole episode without my commentary or me cutting it up? Did you? Because I got to cut it up because of YouTube, crap and copyright and all that. Did you watch it? What did you think? Do you agree with my criticisms? Do you disagree? Do you think that it's amazing, or do you think that it's even worse than season 1? Tell me your thoughts in the comments below. And please don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon to be notified of my new videos. It goes a long way. All you got to do is make a YouTube account. And it's free. And then hitting the subscribe button is also free. And it really helps me out. I really appreciate it. So that's going to be it. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. And have a great freaking day.